So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming in the league that means absolutely nothing here on the channel. I'm going to be your caster for today, and I'm not going to pretend like I know much about Verdance and Prism, because, let's be honest, I don't really. But I'm here to cast over Rob Andrews' game. Rob Andrews has been a patron and supporter of Go Again Gaming for the longest time, and he's a proud member of Team Turd. So it's going to be interesting to see how Rob goes into this. Patrick has won every single game to get to the semi-final. I think Rob lost against Patrick in the Swiss initially. I'm not sure whether that game went up or not. I'm pretty sure maybe it didn't. I'm not sure. But according to Rob, he got absolutely pasted. So I think he's going to be changing out his game plan a little bit for this. Rather than going in full Heralds, I think he switched to more of an Aura strategy here. But just remembering it from editing it beforehand. So I've got a little bit of foresight there at least. But yeah, this should be an interesting one. I've really loved watching Rob's Prism deck over this tournament. And Patrick is on an absolute tear with Verdance. So it's going to be an interesting game here in the semi-final. I just want to thank all the sponsors, all the people that have donated to the league so far. But still just the one. Still just the one person that's donated, but thank you very much for doing that. All the patrons that support the channel, all the sponsors that are sponsoring this league, and hopefully leagues in the future as well. League That Means Nothing Season 4 has just been announced as well, so in the Discord at least, it's going to go out to the wider public very soon if you do want to get involved. But without further ado, let's get straight down to the gameplay and see how this one turns out. So we've got Patrick going first here. Depending on what Patrick's got in hand, he might be able to get some life gain on the go. And yep, that's exactly what we're going to see straight away. A heartbeat of Candlehold. So game 1 life, game 1 life, game 1 life. Going up to 43. Filling the yard with that Earth card as well. For obviously future decomposes and what have you. Rob, of course. Thanks for getting the life totals out there. Rob, of course, on the nice Japanese Celestial. Is it Fury? Or I can't remember which one it is, but it allows things to have go again if a yellow card's in the pitch zone, Angels and Heralds at least. And we see Patrick going up to 45 here with the instant discard, Fruits of the Forest. Yum yum, here we go. Off to the races. Some of these Fruits of the Forest flash-ups, we're going to see an ALS established on the end of Patrick's turn here for Rob. That's pretty cool. Some of these Fruits of the Forest flash-ups are the wrong colours as well, I think. I think we see a yellow in the graveyard there, whereas this one's flashed up as blue. So if you're tracking the colours that are on the pitch strips here, some of them might be incorrect. Yeah, over to Rob's turn. He has established that ALS now, which is pretty cool. And we know that Verdance does have access to a lot of powerful big attacks. But speaking of big attacks, we are coming in for 5 with this Herald of Triumph. And of course, this cannot be popped by 6 power cards, because obviously it gives -1 while defending. So that's always quite relevant when going into Verdance. I think she does have a lot of those 6 power attacks. Although I think a lot of them are buffed, aren't they, if you decompose. So I'm not sure what the density is of 6 power attacks. I imagine Patrick's probably put in things like, what's it called? Cut Through the Facade, I imagine, would still be able to pop this if he did block it. But we are seeing a double block here on quite a glary camera. But I think Patrick does manage to figure out that the glare is in the centre of the board and start moving the cards over very soon. Oh, there we go. It's been the lamps being moved. Here's a tip for all of you. Don't have a lamp directly above the board state. Just have an ambient light in the background. That is more than enough on these games. So a great library of Solana being established here. So an ALS and a library. Now that is pretty good. Obviously, Rob is going to be able to draw up to 5 here because he had those yellows in his pitch zone. We are just going to see a big Autumn's Touch coming in here for 5, just getting rid of that ALS. Get out of here. A nice blue card. Getting rid of that ALS. The library is pretty good. It's going to have to be dealt with, I imagine, at some point. But over to Rob's turn, coming in with a War Tune Herald. Coming in for 6, nice yellow one. A 1 for 6 with Go Again because of the Figment of War, which was pitched there. So 6, Go Again. If it hits, goes into Sol. If it hits, go get a Figment out in play with Prism. And the Prism that Rob is using is a Sigillit Games Altar, another sponsor of the channel, which you can go and check out. Sigillit Games on Etsy. Shout out to all the other sponsors here: Void Games, Green Tree Sports Cards, My Metal Cards, and Enter the Battlefield Gaming. Thank you very much for supporting this league, despite the fact it means absolutely nothing whatsoever. So Patrick just deciding what he wants to do with this incoming 6. Threatening the on-hit of the Soul, of course. Start that Herald train running. And we have seen Rob's list kind of change throughout the league. We've seen some auras creep in here and there. We've seen the Angelic Wraths for the aggro matchups, just making sure that you get the on-hits through and all the sort of value that you get off of the Angels and the Figments. We have seen a lot of heavy Angelic Wraths. I think in the last game, Rob was very much on the Angelic Wrath train. But I imagine the game plan will change a little bit here. But we are seeing a block with a... Is that Summer's Fall? I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, Summer's Fall. Which I think is going to deal some damage, unless there is another reaction here. And now we're seeing a Herald of Judgment come in. It's a Prism specialization. So obviously if this hits, it goes into Soul, and they can't play any cards from their Banish Zone next turn. Just another 2 for 6. Lovely old job. I think I might have missed something on that block there, though. Oh, it was popped, wasn't it? Yeah, it was popped. Was it popped? Completely missed that. But there we go. This is why I don't cast all the time, because I don't pay attention. But nevertheless, staring down a large Herald. Oh yeah, the Phantasmal Footsteps is tapped, which means obviously he used it to gain an action point, so that makes sense. Just look at the board state. Just look at the board state, Aaron. And that will tell you all you need to know about the game of Flesh and Blood that's going on here. I'm a little bit out of touch with the game right now with regards to everything that's going on. But High Seas looks fun. A lot of cool stuff coming in that set. And hopefully some new generic Ranger cards for Azalea and other Rangers that I play. We will see. We are seeing a Rootbound Carapace come in to block 4 of this. Decomposing some stuff. Taking 2, which means we are going to see the first activation, or the first triggered ability of Prism to go and get a Figment into play. And the first blood being spilled here with that Herald of Judgment. What Figment is Rob going to get to start things off here? Got a wide selection. Okay, it's going to be the Figment of Judgment. So that's pretty cool, because that will slow Verdance's banishes down. So obviously, I think the Angel on the back side of this will also do that as well, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen this Figment for a long time. So I can't remember what the Angel is on the back of this, what that does off of memory. But we are seeing Patrick just get rid of that library. The end of turn. I think that's probably the best decision. Just get rid of that 5-card hand every time, because Rob is going to be able to excessively pitch into his yellows. Pitch into his yellows? Get the yellows into the pitch zone, that's what I was supposed to say. But yeah, Figment of Judgment, just banishing, slowing Verdance down, getting rid of that that banish zone, so we can't turn her on just yet. Over to Rob, who's just going to come in with another Herald of Triumph, coming in for 6. With Go Again, because obviously the Genesis was pitched. 6 Go Again. Obviously, 6 power attacks cannot pop this because of the -1 while defending. We are seeing a block with Emeritus Scolding here. I think that's what I catch before it went into the glare zone. There we go. Yeah, it is an Emeritus Scolding. Blocks for 3, I think. And then we are seeing... Was it block for 2? I don't remember. Blocks for 3... And then this one blocks for 3 as well, because obviously it's decomposing. Yes, it's a yellow one. Yeah, so clean block on that. Decomposing. Getting Verdance's Banish Zone count up. And we are seeing Angelic Wrath. Okay. And that's one thing that can threaten Verdance. Can threaten the maths a bit, because obviously you don't expect sometimes to have a reaction against Prism. You think, oh yeah, okay, this is a clean block, and then suddenly you get Angelic Raft, and then not only are you taking a little bit of extra damage that you didn't account for, but you're also getting the Prism trigger to go and get another Figment, which then the Figment brings in something with it, and then at any time you can flip the Figment's face up to then ward damage. There's a lot going for Prism right now. I don't know how she performs in the wider metagame at large, because I'm just not an analyst on that. But fun deck to see, and obviously it's doing some good stuff being in the final here. Sorry, the semi-final of the League That Means Nothing. Despite this league meaning absolutely nothing, the deck has still got this far. So we are seeing a Vestige of Soul pitched here. So we are going to get 4 resources off of that. And we're establishing a Genesis now on board as well, which is just an absolute value engine for Prism. Being able to get Spectral Shields and draw a card each turn is pretty good. Filter your hand, get some protection. Very, very good stuff. And Patrick's just going to gain 3 life here. Go up to 44 with a Sigil of Solace. Just maintaining a 12 life gap. And drawing up. That's pretty much it. We are going to see a Genesis trigger here, getting that Herald of Triumph into Soul, drawing a card, and getting a Spectral Shield. And those Spectral Shield tokens there were a piece of art I got commissioned for Prism, which I was giving away at the Dusk Till Dawn Mystic Games pre-release event, as you can see on the top there. But we are coming in with a Herald of Erudition now. Coming in for 6 because of the courage that was established on the Figment of War turn before. So that's cool. Obviously, Dominate. If this hits, you get into your Soul and you draw 2 cards. Obviously, you get a Prism trigger as well. So this is... we all know this by now. Herald of Erudition is nasty. Of course, it can still be popped. That's one thing that Rob hasn't really run into that much in this league, is something that can consistently pop. But even if we can pop it, we still have that redundancy in the Phantasmal Footsteps to just gain that action point back. So that is always good. And we are seeing a pop here with a red Fruits of the Forest. So that's a good way to block something like this. But wow! Wow! Okay, we've got the Celestial Reprimand at the right time. Rob just seems to be able to get these instants that either pump damage or just say, nope, sorry, you're not popping this at the right times, all the time. Rob, how do you do this? You haven't got those secret Celestial Reprimands under the table, have you? Nobody can see. You dirty little man. No, Rob's just a great Prism pilot. Known him for a long time. Loves him some Illusionist. And of course, that's going to go into Soul. Crazy how you just evaded the popper and then still obviously done the damage, so you can still get the draw 2 cards and the Prism trigger, and it's got go again, because obviously the Figment of Erudition is in the pitch zone, and he's getting the Triumph now. So obviously that's more of the Figment of Triumph really is just more of like a Halo of Illumination play on the defense, to stop things being able to pop stuff. But he's just bringing it in now to just get it out of the deck, I imagine, and just maybe transform it into an angel that can ward something later on down the line. I cannot remember what that angel is on the back of Triumph. But a lot of people use the Halo to get that out on your opponent's turn to make sure that they can't pop stuff, basically. Sorry, no. They use a halo on the defense so that the opponent can't pop stuff. And we got a Herald of Protection coming in for 6, which is pretty good. If this hits, obviously we get the Prism trigger and the Spectral Shield. But we are seeing another popper, by the looks of it. Another red Fruits of the Forest. So we had 2 poppers in hand this turn. Even with the Figment of Triumph there, obviously giving the -1, still being able to have a popper there is pretty good. So the Fruits of the Forest doing well there to prevent that from going through. Oh, it's over to Patrick's turn now. Both these players do know their decks really, really well. We are seeing a blue, some arcane twinning, I think it is. Can't remember for the life of me what that does. But coming in with the Surgent Aether, 1 floating, just going to ping for 1, threatening the Spectral Shield. We are going to see an AB protect that Spectral Shield there, getting rid of the blue Herald of Protection. And now coming in with the Pulsing Aether. I'm just going to see the one side be played here. We're not going to see the life side be played. So just coming in for another 4 arcane damage. So you're going to reduce 1 of it. Spectral Shield eats it, so he's going to be taking 2 damage here, going down to 30. 1 AB'd, 1 Spectral Shielded. And now we are going to see, at the end of Patrick's turn, a Parable of Humility being established by Rob here. So it definitely got more of an aura package than what we've seen in previous rounds here. And just a bit of redundancy in the Parable, just making sure that things can't be popped as easily. And of course, we're activating Genesis now to get a Spectral Shield on board. Drawing a card. Such a good card, Genesis. We are going to awaken a Figment here. We're going to awaken the Figment of Triumph. Here we see... Oh, it's Victoria. Of course it is. Alright, there we go. Yes, this is the one that when it attacks, attack action cards your opponent's control get -1 until the start of your next turn. So this is just a great tool for, again, making sure that poppers don't exist where possible. So, very, very good card. We are seeing Patrick just come in, pitching that Destructive Aether Tides, come in again for just 1. Nice patient play here. Just pinging Rob away. That's something that Patrick has access to on a stick, is just ping for 1. Get rid of ward, ping for 1. Now we're just going to see more life gain with a heartbeat going up to 3 life. 43 life, I should say. Filling the yard with more Earth action cards. Beautiful art there from Mario Wibisono. This Verdance in general is just stunning art all over the place. Floral Earth Queen. Love it. Rob just deciding if he wants to do anything on the end of Patrick's turn, by the looks of it. Doesn't look like he is, though. Maybe just asking to check Patrick's graveyard. We are just going to come in for 1 again with this Destructed Aether Tide. It's a great card if you can amp it, that one. But still, just these little pings. Quite annoying. Strip cards from Rob's hand there. Just floating 1. pitching the Soul Shield to AB1. And Patrick's just going to move to the Arsenal and draw up. And we all know that these life differentials seems like a lot, but if you look at Prism's board state, it's looking pretty scary right now. We are seeing another Genesis trigger, so he's going to create a Spectral Shield and draw a card. So now he's got 5 ward in play with the Victoria and the Spectral Shield. A couple of Spectras on board as well, so just presenting a lot of decisions for his opponent to be like, right, what are you going to try and do to me? Like, I am sat behind some wards, I'm sat behind some shields, I'm sat behind some angels, I'm also sat behind these illusions that I've crafted. What are you going to attack me? What angle are you going to attack me at? And that is the life differential, isn't it? That's where the life differential comes in. Because no matter being 13 life down, your opponent has a lot of decisions to make as to how you punch through all those illusions. But we are seeing Victoria come in with a triumphant attack for 4 damage. Obviously pitching a yellow, so this does have go again as well, because it's an angel attack. So coming in for 4 with go again, pitching a yellow. Probably going to be able to follow up with a Herald after this. Or potentially even another angel attack if he wants to awaken another angel, perhaps. But we will see. Patrick is just going to take that because it is just 4 raw damage coming in from this angel. It's going to follow up with another aura, a Pierce Reality. So that's going to buff all of the illusionist attacks going forward. So that could be quite dangerous. Just getting more and more value out of your already above rate attacks. Pierce Reality is pretty sick. Especially when you start your turn with a Herald, with Go Again. Giving it +2 is nasty. And obviously, you got the Parable of Humility behind that as well, so it's going to be harder for the opponent to pop it. You've still got the Phantasmal Footsteps. Rob is cooking right now. We can see the definite sort of change to more of an aura game plan here to build up that value rather than just get continuously blocked by the Herald's aggro strategy. We're building up a lot more value as time goes on. And these things will start sneaking through or becoming harder for Patrick to deal with as we build up these auras. But we are seeing a Scour come in here. Destroy X target aura tokens and or auras of control cost 0. Alright, so we're getting rid of the Pierce Reality and the Spectral Shield here. I think the only targets that are available are those 2, so I think it's just gonna. I think Rob's just gonna take 2 damage here. And then we've seen the Arcane Twinning be used to amp the Scour. I believe that's what's happened there. I'm not a wizard player, so I might have missed something there. So he's going to take... Oh, okay, the Arcane Twinning also dealt a damage to that as well. Yep, and now Fruits of the Forest is going to gain Patrick 2 life. Cool, there's a lot going on there. You probably caught it better than I did. This is why I don't get casting gigs, because I'm absolute garbage. But I hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. And again, another Genesis trigger. Getting Spectral Shield and drawing a card, getting that Celestial Reprimand into the soul. We already saw one of those be capitalised on earlier with a crucial your card's not going to pop play. See a Genesis be pitched now to activate the Halo. Alright. So he's going to put a card into his soul, draw a card, go search for a Figment with Prism. Alright. Getting out a Erudition, which comes in with a Ponder. Nice. Erudition, of course, being an absolute staple in these Prism decks. You love drawing cards. Everybody loves drawing cards. And that Angel does it for you. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we've got a pretty stacked top 4 in the league that means nothing. We've got Verdance, Prism, Dash, Inventor Extraordinaire, and Vincet. So the winner of this game is going to be going up against a Dash, Inventor Extraordinaire, or Vincet. That's going to be the final. It's going to be Dash or Dash Inventor or Vincet against one of these players. We are going to see the awakening of the Triumph, I think. Or is it Judgment? Sorry, Judgment. Yeah, Themis. So this is a pretty cool bit of tech as well, because obviously when Themis attacks, you can banish a card from the hero's soul and turn more banished cards face down. So it's a nice little bit of tech against Verdance, because obviously you're going to be, they want to be filling their banish zone. But if you turn cards face down, it means that that process is going to take longer for them. So the fact that Prism has access to an Angel like this not only combats the shadowy heroes, but also combats these Earth heroes as well that are trying to decompose. So that's an interesting interaction. So if that's not dealt with, that's going to continuously slow down Patrick's decompose plan, which is pretty cool. But we are seeing what looks like to be a clean block here with a decomposed D-react. So that's going to cover up the 4 damage there, just cleanly blocking out the Themis. But of course, this does have go again. I'm going to follow up with a passing Mirage. Wow, okay. Alright. So happy just to get a Ward Angel established, swing for 4, and then follow up with another Aura, which is just, a lot of these things are going to be stacking value now. So the first Herald that Rob comes in with now is going to have no Phantasm, and it's going to get +2, which is pretty ridiculous. Oh no, Pierce Reality was destroyed, wasn't it? Never mind. So it's just going to lose Phantasm. Still, that's pretty good. But Surgeon Aethertide pitching away an Emeritus to come in for just one singular ping, which does threaten the Spectral Shield. But we are going to see a pitch. Does threaten the Spectral Shield and the Themis. But now coming in 4/6. Getting rid of the Genesis with the Command and Conquer. I was wondering, where's the damage gone? But there we go. We are just obviously threatening the getting rid of the auras that are established on board here, which makes sense because they're going to be getting a lot of value over time. So Rob starting his turn with the Herald of Judgment. Obviously, this does not have Phantasm because of the passing Mirage. So coming in for 6 with go again because of the War Tune Herald in the pitch zone. Blocking with a Fruits, which blocks for 2. So it looks like we are going to see a D-react from the Arsenal, which is a root bound. So again, cleanly blocking that Herald and furthering that decompose strategy on the other end of the board here. Verdance very, very close to being turned on, if not being turned on right now. 8 cards in the pitch zone, I think that's correct, isn't it? Yeah, 9 cards in the pitch zone. So Patrick switching his hero over to the Verdance is now turned online, but we are seeing an Angelic Wrath come over the top, so we are going to be sneaking through some damage again on the Angelic Wrath. +3 on this, going up to 9. So we're going to be taking 3. Rob able to trigger his Prism ability. Go and get a Figment. Yeah, excuse me. Not sure if you heard that, but there we go. Getting out a Figment of Protection, which enters with a Spectral Shield. And of course, we all know what the Angel is on the back of this one. Aegis. Best art in the set. Absolutely love it. Dusk Till Dawn was a funny set, for sure, with regards to its impact. But there's no doubt in saying that probably one of the best sets with regards to art. Sawyer May smashing it with the Angels. But that's pretty much it. You're going to see Rob pass over to Patrick now, who does lead with 8 life. Starting to whittle down Rob's auras a little bit now. Very, very patient play. Verdance is now switched on, so Patrick's hero ability might be able to tear through some of these spectral shields now. But we are seeing another Command and Conquer be attacking here, and it looks like, I'm not sure where this is going right now, but I'm sure we will find out soon enough. I normally flash up when I edit these games. I normally flash up, this is attacking so and so, but I haven't done that for myself this turn, which is a shame. But we are seeing the Command and Conquer actually, yeah, coming in for 5 because of the parable. Yeah, coming in for 5. And it's coming in at Rob's face by the looks of it, blocking with a Herald for 3, and obviously the spectral shields soaking up the rest. So that has been fully cleanly blocked by Rob there, using the ward and the card from hand to make sure that no damage sneaks through, no arsenal is destroyed. And we are going to see the Light of Soul be pitched to awaken an angel. It's going to be awakening Aegis, going to be revealing a blue card on top. And we're going to see a Figment of Rebirth being pitched to attack with the best angel ever, the waifu of angels, Aegis, Archangel of Protection, coming in for 4 physical damage with 2 spectral shields on the back end. Awesome card, absolutely love it. Might try and seek out an Aegis playmat just to have on the wall or something, because it is a fantastic piece of art. And I keep saying this every time I say it. It's just like, I want that angel in various different ways. But yeah, we're taking some damage. Of course, it's just raw damage. We are following up with another angel attack. An angelic assault coming in here. Themis coming in for 4 as well. This is damage that is just going straight to the face. No on hits, nothing else. Just 4 damage. No go again on this one, though, because obviously we've already given an angel go again this turn. So this is the end of the turn, I believe, after this attack. Rob's going to be happy with that. 10 ward on the field now, because of Aegis and Themis and Spectral Shields. Patrick's still thinking about how he deals with this physical 4 damage coming in. Vanilla 4 off of the angel. Themis just bringing down the judgment upon Candlehold right now. Patrick kitted out with the Verdance swag. Look at that. We've got the Rosetta playmat, we've got the Marvel Verdance, and we've got the Heartbeat of Candlehold sleeves. This is a person who loves Verdance, let's be honest. Extended art, bark skin as well. Just all the good stuff there. And that's the power that this game has. You love a hero, you want to kit it out. And we are seeing a Seeds of Tomorrow being played here to get rid of the arsenal and prevent the next 5 damage that will be dealt. So that has been cleanly blocked, with 1 floating left over, just in case there's anything else coming in. But nope. That's the end of the turn. Rob drawing up to 4 cards. Still got a card in the arsenal. Over to Patrick. Going to be pitching a Rampant Growth into the Surgeon. So it's coming in for 1 arcane damage, 1 floating. Oh, sorry, no, it's a yellow, isn't it? It costs 2, so coming in for 1. Rob deciding to AB that away with 2 floating. Rob happy to just chuck these blues under the arcane barrier. Protect his defences while he can. Obviously, just having a moment to think about what to do here. After that Sergeant being AB'd. Rob repping the 1,000 subscribers Go Again Gaming playmat. Love to see it. And we are seeing just a Summer's Fall come in here. 4/6, being able to decompose. That's a nice little bit of tech as well, which means that obviously going to be able to get an aura onto the bottom of the deck. So I wonder which one he's going to choose. Probably the Parable, I imagine. Well, I don't know, actually. Passing Barrage is also pretty good. But yeah, Summer's Fall coming in, decomposing. Decomposing probably not absolutely necessary anymore, but because obviously Patrick's turned on already. But the aura to the bottom of the deck is pretty cool here, and it's coming in for 6 as well. So we are going to be putting the Parable. Parable or Passing, what would you prefer? Rob is saying now. And we are putting the Parable on the bottom, so that's obviously getting rid of those, of the ability for poppers to not work, basically. And this is still coming in 4/6, which can eat up 1 Angel and the Spectral Shields if this goes unblocked. And I believe this is still coming at Rob's face, but wow, okay. A Soul Shield, another amazing piece of tech, which just blocks 6. Fine, goes into Soul. Lovely old job. Perfectly clean block of 6 there. And Rob having a blue in hand to be able to flip over another Angel into Soraya. This is a really, really pivotal one. Still having the 1 floating. Looks like he's just going to establish another Angel and pass the turn, though, by the looks of it. Oh no, okay. Not sure what happened there, because he pitched to awaken the Angel, then that floating resource went away. And he put that card to the bottom of the deck, unless he did that on the end of Patrick's turn, maybe. Perhaps. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he did it on the end of Patrick's turn. Flip the Angel over and then put it on the bottom of the deck. That's probably what happened. I don't have the audio here, so... And I edited this game a while back, so I don't remember the actual lines that were going on between the players here. But obviously, he's just going to take the 4 damage from Soraya, and then Rob's going to follow up with this Herald of Triumph. 4/6. And of course... This has the -1 while defending it as well. So any poppers that Patrick has held on to are not going to work here unless it's the 7 power ones, like Fruits of the Forest, Red, or I think that's pretty much all we've seen. The 7 power ones right now. Summer's Fall was something else. Autumn's Touch maybe. Autumn's Touch Red could be a popper here. But we will see. We will see. Herald just being a bit of a pesky menace to deal with. Still a Herald coming in, which does threaten, obviously, the trigger of Prism to go get a Figment. A lot of cool things, interactions in this deck. Rob now holding on to 14 Ward on board as well. 3 Angels and 2 Spectrals. So Patrick's got a tall order to get through all of those shields. Still got a Figment hanging around as well. All of the auras have now gone, though. So it's just all the Ward that's now on board. Ward on board that Patrick has to get through. Thinking long and hard about this Herald of Triumph coming in. 4/6. Does have go again, but I don't think there's going to be a follow-up after this. But yeah, Patrick's just going to take it to the face. Rob is going to go get another Figment into play. And obviously all those Figments come in with extra little bits as well, so it'll be interesting to see what he chooses here. It's going to be Figment of Rebirth. Yellow action card from the graveyard on top of the deck. Nice bit of recursion. And this is just a yellow action card, so it's going to be interesting to see what he puts on top here. Potentially setting up for an ALS loot, but just getting the Figment of Erudition, just an absolute slam dunk of a card. And we are going to see another attack with Aegis, creating 2 more Spectral Shields. This is insane. This is insane. Wow. So he's now got 16 Ward on field, 3 Angels and 4 Spectrals. with 2 Figments still lying around in the wake of pitching to awaken them more Angels. Absolutely insane. Still deciding how to block this Vanilla 4 coming in at Patrick's face here. Probably just questioning his life like, how do I deal with this? This has been another awesome performance from Rob here. Mixing up the game plan a little bit from just aggro Herald, Angelic Rafts to adding in more of an aura package. And getting some more consistent value that Patrick has had to divide his attacks against. And I'm not going to pretend that I know everything about this matchup or whatever, but it has been... And we can see here that Rob has got a lot of stuff going on. We are just going to gain 3. Going up to 23. And that is going to start pinging Rob now, so he's going to have to deal with 1. Which he is just going to pitch a blue to get rid of that arcane damage. Just getting rid of that. And now coming in with a felling of the crown. Just going to be decomposing to make sure that that trigger happens. So he gets to get rid of a card from hand on the bottom of deck. And that is going to be coming in for 8 damage. Which can be soaked up by 2 Angels. So I imagine Themis might go under the bus alongside the Spectral Shields here. Because Aegis and Soraya are just infinitely better at this point. Because Verdance is turned on. She's got 12 things in her banished zone. So you're probably not going to be able to turn that off now. So I think Rob's probably just going to cash in the Themis and the Spectral Shields here and keep those 2 valuable Angels on board, I imagine. But the world is Rob's oyster right now. He's got a lot of ward on board here. 16 ward. Alright, so yeah, he's going to be activating Prism. Oh, I completely forgot he could do that as well. So he's just activating one of these Angels that he doesn't really care about. Bellona, Archangel of Wards, just literally just coming in and sacrificing herself to keep those around. So Rob keeping the Spectral Shields around here as well. So still 12 ward on the field. Insane. 2 cards in hand as well to follow up with. We are just going to see an attack with Soraya, which of course, banish a card from Soul, draw 2 cards. The Soul is getting quite thin for Rob now, so of course that is always something that you do have to account for as well. But still, 4 vanilla damage. Patrick is going to take that to the face. Obviously this does have go again because of the Herald of Ravager's yellow in the pitch zone. We are going to see more follow-up here. This could be another Herald with go again into another attack with Aegis. Passing Mirage is still in play as well. I completely forgot about that. Couldn't see that on the edge of the board there. Passing Mirage is still in play, so this cannot be popped. Coming in for 6 with go again. 1 floating. 1 card in hand. Completely did not see that Passing Mirage still hanging around over there. We are starting to see some armor blocks be considered now with the Bark Skin. Just blocking for 2. Creating an embodiment, which pumps that other one up to 4, I think. Destructive Aphatide, yeah. So it should be blocking for the full amount. Yeah, and Rob deciding that he can't play or wants to play the other card in hand, so just happy to arsenal that card and draw up and allow Patrick to take the turn there. The next turn, Embodiment goes away, and Patrick's going to crack back with 3 cards here. Still has to get through that boatload of ward, that 12 ward up front. But we are going to see a Channel the Millennium Tree, which is going to amp this Verdance ping. So he's gone up to 22, and obviously the ping from Verdance is being amped to 4, and that is going to get rid of the Aegis Angel. And still going to be able to keep that Channel, the Millennium Tree, around because of the Fruits of the Forest that's pitched. Now Rob down to 8 ward. on field right now. Slowly chipping away at those wards. You are just going to see the Soraya come in 4-4. Banishing the card from Sol to draw 2 cards. Now we have no cards in Sol now. So as it stands, we're not going to be able to get the additional abilities on Soraya anymore. Because you need to be able to banish a card from Sol to draw the 2 cards. So we can't do that right now. Patrick is just going to take that 4 to the face. Rob seems to be in a very good position here. Coming in with a Herald of Erudition. And again, this does have Go Again. It does have Dominate. The Passing Mirage will make it that it doesn't have Phantasm either. So just a lot going for this right now. 5 Go Again, no Phantasm, Dominate, on hit, draw 2 cards. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 1 floating. And of course, if the on-hit goes through, he's going to be able to follow up with something else afterwards, no doubt. But we are seeing another block here. So the embodiment comes in and buffs up that channel of the Millennium Tree. So we are going to be blocking for 5 in total there, which is a good, nice, clean block. The embodiment giving that channel of the Millennium Tree a 4 block instead of a 3, plus the last tempered armor on the bark skin. But we are going to see a follow-up still, with a blue being pitched into a Herald of Protection, coming in for 6. Ridiculous damage coming in here. 4, 5, 6. All of them with on hits and on attacks. Ridiculous. Not much room for Patrick to do much here, unfortunately. Insane passage of play there. Looks like we are going to see a plume activation. So pitching a blue, getting back the Fruits of the Forest, which he's then going to use as a block here to pop this. That's very, really cool. Really, really nice use of plume to get back the popper to hand to then get rid of that Herald. There we are using the Phantasmal Footsteps. Wow, okay. Jesus. Get the action point back, come in for another 5. Holy hell. That is pretty insane. 4, 5, 6, 5 Rob did there. Wow. That's ridiculous. Four, 5, 6, 5. All with horrendous consequences. It's quite the tall order right now to stop and stem this onslaught of angelic proportions. The semi-final here of the league that means absolutely nothing. Both of these players got the final on the line with a grand prize of absolutely fuck all. Absolutely nothing. The dog has returned. It's good to be in the late stages now of the League That Means Nothing Season 3. This Season 3 has been a resounding success. A lot of people that have played in it have signed up for Season 4. So all those players that played in Season 3 will have first dibs on whether they want to sign up for Season 4. With regards to the general registration of Season 4, that will be going out fairly soon to the public. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel, my Discord, my socials, and everything else in between, because I will be announcing that soon. Yeah, I think we've already had 37 players sign up that were part of Season 3. to partake in Season 4. And obviously, Season 4 is going to be slap bang in the middle of High Seas season as well. So I am going to allow players in Season 4 to change to a High Seas hero if they want to. I think that will be quite a cool little story. So yeah, we are going to allow that as well. So if you want to get involved, make sure you stay tuned to Go Again Gaming, this channel, my own personal Go Again Gaming Discord, my socials, which are Twitter and Blue Sky. I'll be announcing everything on there after Pro Tour London. So yeah, it's going to be cool. Season 4 is going to be pretty stacked, I think. And of course, we do have a bunch of gifts being given to me at London by James White for the participants of Season 3. So I'm going to be really, really excited to see what those are that I can give to everybody who partakes in this season. James White and LSS clearly find the value in leagues that mean absolutely nothing. Just the sentiment of bringing people together for the love of playing this great game for no prizes or no clout whatsoever. You can't really go on the internet and be like, "Oh yeah, I won the league that means nothing." What does that get you? Is that an accolade? I don't know. That's not even the equivalent of winning an armory, is it, really? Because an armory still means something to a certain degree. The league that means nothing means nothing. So both of these players right now are playing for nothing. And that's the beauty of it, right? That is the beauty of this league. It all means nothing. But getting back to this game, I completely missed a load of passage of play there, so I just rambled for a moment. But Patrick is just taking a load of damage here from this Soraya, going down to 8 life, and Rob able to follow up with an Arclight Sentinel, just shoring up his defences for whatever is coming back at him. Pretty strong. 30 to 8. 8 will play 30 now. I think that's how you say it anyway. I don't know. But we are seeing a Channel Millennium Tree, and then a Pulsing Aether Life coming in, which is just going to be coming in for 7 arcane damage. Arcane, a good way to skirt round Arclight Sentinel. And of course, this is threatening Rob's Spectral Shield and Soraya in this regard. So we are going to see both of those disappear. 1 Spectral Shield remaining on field there. We have seen a lot of Angels die as well. So I'm not sure whether the Figment Angels game plan is going to carry Rob through here. I think it might just be the Heralds, the blue Heralds, the pitch cards coming in now, which still do not have Phantasm because of Passing Mirage. So that Passing Mirage is really going to get some value now towards the late game here, where these Heralds are going to be coming in with unpoppable go-again attacks with on-hits. Especially these Heralds of Protection. They're just an absolute staple in any Prism deck. I remember being given a load of these cards for being a content creator, the content creator promos, Herald of Protections, which are worth a lot of money now. But I gave them all, pretty much gave a lot of them away early on. I was giving patrons and loads of people that were sort of engaging with my channel just free Heralds. Here's a playset for you. Here's a playset for you. And I recently sold a bunch of them to fund Japan. So that was last year. I sold them to another person who's playing in this league, actually, David. Is it David or Daniel? I think it was David, who plays Prism a lot. And he's now got... He basically blings out every deck he has. He blings it out to the max, so he was happy to get those off of me and help fund my Japan shenanigans. Which did help a lot, actually, because obviously I lost my wallet in Japan, didn't I? That was a story. And whoever picked up that wallet was spending money on it. So I could use all the money I could get on that trip, and that's an amazing sort of memory that I have. Is David and Daniel actually, obviously they're brothers, and they bought me out of trouble during that trip, and that was just a very, very wholesome moment that the Fab community could help me when I had that moment. But we are seeing a block here on the Herald of Protection, so it looks like I'm going to be taking 2 damage, and that's going to create Spectral Shield on the back end. It did have go again, of course, because of the yellow pitch. We are seeing an Arclight Sentinel pitch to come in with a War Tune Herald for 5. So yeah, we are just seeing all the blue cards now, all the blue Heralds coming in, which again are just insanely above rate at this stage in the game. It's just hard to really come back from this. My Slack messages are going off. They're probably like, Aaron, what are you doing? You're supposed to be working. Hopefully my work don't actually see these videos. But there we go. It is late at night here anyway, to be fair, so it doesn't really matter. It always feels like I'm working right now. I mean, I work for a games company now, so people that care would probably know what that's about, but it just always feels like I'm talking about games and stuff now, and it's just great. My life is just fantastic right now. I absolutely love it. But yeah, Rob on 30, Patrick on 4. This is going to be game pretty soon, I think. Patrick coming in for 4 because of the amp on the Millennium Tree, coming in for 4 damage here. Threatening the shields, though. Still has the Stone Wall Gauntlet and the Storm Striders left over. But the differential is so large right now that I think Patrick is pretty much backed into a corner here. We're going to see a Merciful Retribution be established. That's another way of, whenever you're losing stuff, just dealing more damage. So that's always good. It's like a reckless swing for Prism, isn't it? Basically a reckless swing for Illusionist there. Merciful Retribution. You're trying to punch through all of those wards, and you're still getting damage from doing so. And now that's on board permanently. Yeah. It's a tough time out there. It's a tough time out there. 29 playing 2 in the semi-finals of the league that means nothing. Probably about to wrap up anytime soon now. This has been an amazing showcase of Prism. And an amazing showcase of Verdance as well, to be fair, leading up to this. Patrick actually beat Rob in the Swiss. And this is a completely different story now, with Rob making some changes after experiencing the absolute battering that Patrick gave him in the Swiss. Rob's like, right, okay, I need to switch some things up here. And that's the beauty of Rob's list, is that it is very interchangeable between the aggro Herald strategy and the more aura-focused long-term strategy. And we can see how much of those auras have got value over this game. And Rob just not really going to be caring about this damage now. He's got a 5-card hand. There's no ward out that can be threatened here. And yeah, the life differential is so large now that Rob can just be like, yeah, I'm just going to chuck stuff at you now. And as we know, the Heralds that Rob is chucking at people are very overrate. They've got Go Again, and they don't have Phantasm on the first one because of the board that's been established here. So that passing Mirage could just get him over the line alone, let alone the Merciful Retribution, the Genesis that we've had out, the Pierce Reality that we've had out, the Parable of Humility that we've had out. We've had God knows how many Angels in play. This has been just a Prism match. And now we are seeing a Mind Warp come in here for 6 damage because of the amp and the Surgent Aether Tide just giving this an extra bit of arcane, but I still don't think Rob really cares about this at this point. He's going to get rid of his hand and draw that many -1, so he's still going to have a 4-card crackback with the card in the arsenal because he hasn't used any cards yet. So he's still got the Figment of Rebirth out as well, so that's another thing that he could also utilise and recycle out of his graveyard. When that rebirth comes out, he can be able to put that ALS back on top, and we've seen that a few times before. But we are going to pitch to Prism, which is going to awaken the Figment of Rebirth by the looks of it, and we are revealing a yellow on top, so that's going to go into Soul. And we are awakening Avalon, which is just going to prevent some damage here. So we're currently going to be preventing 4 damage by the looks of it. And that Merciful Retribution on top should be going into Soul, I think, because of the Light of Soul, right? I think. Yeah, so Rob's just going to be taking 2 damage. Or is it you may put it into Soul? Is it, I think Light of Soul is you may? I can't remember. It flashed up for a brief moment and then went away. I edited too quickly. Whoopsie. But yeah. So, he's choosing not to put it into Soul. Okay, fair enough. So, yep, just taking 2 damage, and now he's going to be cracking back with these blue Heralds that were his resource cards earlier on. And here we go. 5. Go again. No Phantasm. -1 while defending. So, even if Patrick had a popper here, he won't be able to use it. So, buying 2 cards here, the Autumn's Touch and the Arcane Twinning. At least I think that's Arcane Twinning. And the Angelic Wrath. Wow. Okay, the Angelic Wrath was sat in the arsenal. Holy hell. That's that then. Well, he's going to gain 2. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Not just game. Not game just yet. Cool. Could have been. Angelic Wrath. Sorry, Herald of Triumph going into Soul. And now Rob establishing another passing Mirage. So Rob banking on that 2 damage to get him over the line there, but Patrick still sat on 2 card hands. It's not over just yet, but that's a reminder, a very, very brief reminder that Rob still does have those Angelic Wraths in there, so combat tricks can be done still. 23, playing 2. Patrick has just drawn up. Interesting to see how Rob sculpts this hand now. See what happens here. Merciful Retribution also being an issue if he does manage to establish any Spectral Shields on board. We are seeing an Erudition come in for 5 with Go Again. No Phantasm Dominate. So this is going to have to buy the Stonewall Gauntlet right now. Surely, unless there's a D-React in the arsenal. Because yeah, well, it's going to have to buy it unless there's any D-Reacts in hand, because he would just die otherwise. Because it can only block with 1 card from hand. If it's a 3 block, you die. If it's a D-React, you survive. Stonewall Gauntlet might be able to block it cleanly with the D-React. But then this still does have Go Again as well. So, pretty savage. Absolutely relentless from Rob here. We are going to see a 3 block, which means we've either got some life gain going on here. Oh, okay, yeah, so it minuses it by 1. Yeah, I forgot about that. There we go. So it takes 1. Now we're going to see another follow-up with a Herald of Ravages. Coming in for 6. If this hits, it deals another arcane damage, but that arcane damage is very much just going to kill him anyway, so he's just going to block and pop this Herald of Ravages with the Command and Conquer. Rob still got a couple of cards in hand by the looks of it, being able to still be able to activate the Phantasmal Footsteps if he wants to gain an action point back. What he's going to do. Wartune Herald coming in for another 6. And that is the game. Wow. That was pretty insane display there from Prism. And I don't expect anything less from Rob at this point. Congratulations on making it through to the final. Congratulations on Patrick's run all the way to the semi-finals here undefeated. He actually beat Rob in the Swiss as well, which I've mentioned already, but that was a cracking game. And, yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less from the league that means absolutely nothing. Again, thanks to all the patrons of the channel that still contribute to the channel. Thanks to the one person who's donated so far to the league's cause. And thanks again to all the sponsors of the league as well. Hopefully you'll join us again for Season 4. But until next time, me and Ian are going to be casting the finals. So you're going to see, or hear, both actually, me and Ian casting the finals of the league that means nothing together. So we'll see what that happens. So it's going to be Prism versus Dash, IE, or Vinset. Interesting. We'll see how that one goes. But until next time, we'll see you all over again here on the Go Again Gaming. The league that means nothing. See you soon. Goodbye.